Hiya! So I thought I would go with the flow and for the first time do the mid-year book freakout tag. It's my first time doing it, and I think let's start with the questions. The first question is the best book you've read this year so far. And for that I have a couple of answers. First off, I have Under Rose Tainted Skies by Louise Gornall. This was a 5-star book for me. I loved it from beginning to end. It's about a girl with agoraphobia. She can't leave her house, and it's just very heartwarming and I loved it. Next is Words on Bathroom Walls by Julia Walton. This is about a boy with schizophrenia, and it was also very heartwarming and good all around. The representation in these books were chef's kiss. Second question is the best sequel you've read so far this year. I haven't read any sequels this year so far. I have reread sequels, and for that, in my Throne of Glass reread, I have read my favorite, which is The Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I am rereading all of the books from the Throne of Glass series to finally read the last one, which is Kingdom of Ash. And yeah, this one is one of my favorites. Next question is a new release you haven't read yet but you really want to read. I don't know if it's a new release because I don't really check for that much, but I really want to read Get Alive. I think it's it's not Get Alive. Act Your Age of Brown. I really wanted to read that book. It's the third in a romance trilogy about sisters, so that one kind of spoke to me more, so I haven't read that yet, but it's in my TBR. The next question is a new release for the second half of the year. So I don't know. I haven't really gone out and searched for books that are gonna be released in the second half of the year. So I don't have an answer for that. Next is the biggest disappointment so far this year for you, and for me it's Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno-Garcia. So this was such an anticipated book for me. I craved this book from the moment I saw this cover. It's so beautiful, and the story in the synopsis was amazing. I just wanted to devour this book, but it ended up being such a disappointment for me. Gross, that's the word I have to describe this book. Not in a gore type thing, disgust, gross, just gross, and it left me feeling just grossed out. I didn't like it one bit. I think I gave it 2.5 stars. Next question is your biggest surprise this year so far, and for me it was Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. It's a novel in verse about 3 young people who try to commit suicide, and they are in this rehab facility, and the novel is their day-to-day life in this rehab facility and their demons, and if they're getting better. And it's really hard to write a novel in verse and not sound like just sentences chopped up in form of a verse, because that's what mostly happens. And like, especially with I just read The Black Flamingo, and that's what I felt. It was just sentences chopped up to form a verse. But with Impulse, I felt Ellen Hopkins' poetry sounded poetic, and the verses had a melodic rhythm to them, and I found that really special and amazing. So I gave this 5 stars, and was a big surprise because I wasn't really expecting much from it. So yeah, Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. The next question is your favorite new author. My favorite new author is Ellen Hopkins. I've already bought a new one for me to try called Burned. I don't know, man. I just was really entranced with her writing, which is just verse, and she tells a story with verse, and it is so well done, so well done. So I can't wait to read more Ellen Hopkins, and I hope the other books that I want to read are as good as Impulse, but I have an inkling it is. They are. My newest fictional crush, that's the next question. My newest fictional crush must be I think I forgot his name, so how can he be my crush? But yeah, I don't know, the character from Words on Bathroom Walls. That's the only one I can think of. The next question is my newest favorite character, and for that I have to say it's Charlie from Heartstopper. I don't know, he's so freaking adorable, and I felt like I could relate to him in some points. And yeah, when I think about a character that kind of stayed with me and made me feel happy, it's Charlie from Heartstopper. The next question is a book that made you cry. A book that made me cry, I don't really usually cry while reading books, but a book that made me cry, just like tear up a little bit, was Brain on Fire by Susanna Cahalan. Mostly because I related so deeply to some things that she was going through with respect to her mental health, and that made me think about the ECT that I had just went through and the memories that I can't recover, and it made me tear up a little bit. The next question is a book that made you really happy, and I have to say it's gonna be Heartstopper again. Yeah, so especially the third one, the fourth one, I think the fourth one was my favorite, the one that got more serious. Yeah, it blew away any other book in making me feel happy. That's Heartstopper Volume 4. Next question is the most beautiful book that you have bought or received, and that is my facsimile of the manuscript for Lady Susan by Jane Austen. I haven't taken it off the plastic because it's a hassle, and I have my books in plastic because if you're new here, I live near the ocean, and the ocean breeze corrodes the paper and causes mold and a whole bunch of sucky things. So it's here, and it's Lady Susan by Jane Austen, the manuscript. I'm gonna try to show it better in another way, and it is just amazing. It's beautiful. It's her words in her handwriting, and what else could you ask for? I waited for this book for like 4 months to get here, and it was worth it. It is just beautiful. It's gonna be an heirloom for me. I don't plan on having kids, but if I'm an aunt, they're gonna have a bunch of heirlooms in form of books. And the last question is a book that you need to read by the end of the year, and for me that is Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. I still haven't finished this big boy. I still haven't even started it. Really, I'm right in the beginning. I can't seem to want to grab it and devour it because I'm afraid of what might happen to my favorite characters, because it's the last book in the series and I'm like right here, which is nowhere in the beginning. Give me strength to get the courage to face this one, because I really want to finish the series. I love it so dearly, and it's the last one. It's the last one. Also, this year I would really like to reread all of the Jane Austen books again. There are 6, so I really would want to reread all of them this year. So Pride and Prejudice, Northanger Abbey, Accessibility, Emma, Mansfield Park, and Persuasion. I really would like to do that. So those were my answers, and yeah, it was fun. And this is it. I hope you have a great day, an awesome week, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.